What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I'd like to talk about linebacker Troy Andersen, and I do believe that this is a make or break season for Troy Andersen in Atlanta. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to join my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about linebacker Troy Andersen, and I do believe that this is a make or break season for Troy Andersen in Atlanta. He is on the last year of his rookie deal. He's entering his fourth season with our Atlanta Falcons. I believe that Troy Andersen coming out of college when he was drafted was a second round pick by our Atlanta Falcons. He is one of those guys that coming in I thought would be a really good linebacker because of his athleticism. He is one of the most athletic linebackers in the NFL. I did think that he could possibly come in and play that Mike linebacker role and kind of fill the void that Deion Jones left years ago when he was let go from our Atlanta Falcons. But Troy Andersen just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And we know the best ability is availability when it comes to the NFL and pro sports. They say that you can't make the club in the tub. And really, Troy Andersen has had a bad go at it as far as the injuries and things of that nature. Of course, you can't control injuries as a player. And I wish him nothing but the best as far as coming back healthy this season. But I really feel like this is a make or break season for Troy Andersen. He is one of those guys that I think is a solid linebacker. When he's played, he has been a guy that has made plays. Last season, he had a really good game against the Saints where he had that pick six and he won NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Had double-digit tackles in that game. So he has proven when he's been able to be on the field that he is one of those players that can put up good numbers and be productive, but he just hasn't been able to stay healthy through his first 3 years in the league. I believe 2 out of the 3 years that he's been with our Atlanta Falcons, his season has injured due to injury. So I definitely think that Troy Andersen is one of those guys that still could possibly be in Atlanta after this season, barring him having a really good season this year. I really feel like for him to be able to be on this team in 2026, he's going to have to play all 17 games. He's going to have to ball out in training camp, ball out in the preseason, and possibly show that he can be one of those guys that the Falcons can rely on at that inside linebacker position. Now, the reason that I think that he could be out the door after this season is because we have J.D. Bertrand that this regime drafted last season out of Notre Dame. And he is one of those guys that I think could come in and possibly challenge Troy Andersen for that inside linebacker position this season. And possibly if J.D. Bertrand has a really good season this year, they could see him as a replacement for Troy Andersen. Now, I do think that Troy Andersen is a more athletic linebacker than J.D. Bertrand as far as being able to run sideline to sideline and things of that nature. But I do think that J.D. Bertrand from the neck up, because he's played the linebacker position pretty much his full college career at Notre Dame, I think that he's a little bit more cerebral and understands the linebacker position and things of that nature as far as being the Mike linebacker, because he did that at Notre Dame. We know that Troy Andersen was a Swiss Army knife when he was at Montana State. He played a lot of different positions, quarterback, running back, linebacker. He did it all at Montana State. So I really feel like Troy Andersen, he holds the keys to his career and things of that nature. If he wants to be a future Atlanta Falcon or if he wants to remain in the NFL, I really feel like this is a big year for him. He's going to have the best season of his career for him to possibly get another contract with our Atlanta Falcons. Now, I definitely think that Troy Andersen has all of the tools to be a really solid linebacker in the league. Because of his athletic ability, because he's a guy that can cover. He also can thump and come downhill. Very good tackler in space, and also a guy really good on special teams as well for our Atlanta Falcons. So Troy Andersen has all of, as I mentioned, the tools to basically be a really solid linebacker in the league. I really feel like the injuries have robbed him of having, a good start to his career. But we've seen in glimpses when he's actually been out there on the field that he's a guy that can make plays. He just has to prove to the Atlanta Falcons that he's a guy that can be relied upon. I do feel like Divine Diablo is another guy that the Falcons brought in the offseason that I think is going to challenge for that Mike linebacker position. And of course, we still have Kaden Ellis on this roster as well that the Falcons may lean on re-signing. So right now, things are not looking great for Troy Andersen as far as being an Atlanta Falcon after the 2025 season. But he's definitely going to have to hit the ground running this year. He's going to have, as I mentioned, a really solid 2025 to convince the Falcons that he deserves to be on this team in 2026 and possibly get an extension. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Troy Andersen. Do you think that he'll be able to play the full slate of games in 2025? Do you think that he possibly will be here after this season? But with that being said, I have a lot more content coming for you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for your boy. We are currently on the road to 3,000 subs and beyond. But with that being said, I have a lot more content coming for you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.